Hello, everybody. Listen, I'm gonna be back at 1. I thought they were gonna have a pregame show that I was gonna be able to talk about things, but they were not. So I have something to do, and I'll be back at 1 for the show. And I will have Rob. Rob can't make it today. He's traveling with his family for some family obligations. So I don't like that. Let's see. What do we like? We like this here. All right. So anyway, I'll be back at 1 for the live game. They don't know if Caitlin Clark's going to play yet or not. She's warming up, so I guess it's going to be a last-minute announcement. There's no pregame show on Ion other than a couple minutes, I guess, because the game's scheduled at 1. I thought there was going to be a 12:30 pregame show, but there's a Minute Bowl special on instead. So I will be back in a couple minutes to do the live game. But I'll have the thread open for you in case you guys want to talk to each other. So feel free to do that. So I will be back at 1. We don't know if Caitlin Clark is playing. I'll do the game anyways, even though I really just want to watch Caitlin Clark play. This is on Ion. This is my understanding. So it's on Ion. Anyways. All right. So I'll be back.
stop to go scream. Football world. Drive now, 3D on NBA. My basketball journey began when I was really little.
Hello, everybody. I got an eye on it. Just make sure this is.
I experienced every 4 years playing Coach County, winning championships, shipping in the NBA, being an elite player, and then all of a sudden having it all go away.
All right. It's 1 o'clock, and yeah, on it hasn't even done the intro yet. I guess it's going to come right now. Here we go. All right. How's everybody doing? Let's find out whether she's going to play or not. Does anyone know for sure? Anyone heard anything?
Season opener here on NBA TV. Headed to return and head coach for Stephanie White, who has both played and coached for this franchise. Caitlin Clark reporting for duty for the first time in 2025. 2 All-Stars in 2 seasons for Aaliyah Boston. And one of the newcomers, frankly, one of the legends of the WNBA, DeWanna Bonner making her preseason debut. Now, unfortunately, Caitlin Clark not available here today.
Not available.
Injury will keep her out. A reminder that the
Morning, everyone. She's not playing.
So that certainly is in line with this decision here today. I'm Pat Boylan alongside Debbie Antonelli. Deb, thrilled to have you back here. The regular season still a couple weeks away, but our first look.
All right, what a bummer. I'm sure it's the right decision, but I was interested to see how the team is. Sydney Colson starting in place of Caitlin Clark. Starting lineup, the rest of it's no surprise. Let's see what comments you guys made when I was gone. Oh, Robert, you already knew that? I didn't know for sure she wasn't playing. I heard she was warming up.
She was a head coach and led the Fever to the brink of the championship in 2015, and she is back at the helm here of the Indiana Fever. We get set to get off the season opener underway. The 2025 Indiana Fever preseason tipping off here today from Indianapolis. It'll be Leah Boston and Stephanie Dolson in the center jump circle.
Yeah, I can tell you that I've tried to invite a lot of people, and like I said, I don't think they check their business emails. I've even left messages, like making comments on people's videos and inviting them. I don't know whether they read the messages all the time. I invited them once with a message that way. I said, you're always welcome at King Clark's Roster. I said that in a message once. Maybe you didn't see that particular message. He said he reads all the messages. So let's see how good Sydney Colson is today. 3 for Boston off the top here. I don't like that shot. Why? There's no one underneath the basket. What was the point of that? Nine rookies. Yeah. See, that's a pass Caitlin Clark will be making. Good morning, everyone, or afternoon. I'm just on Ion, which I have on YouTube TV. Let's see. not in the starting lineup. I don't think she's going to play because they're playing tomorrow. So it's too bad. I wanted to see how the team gels with Caitlin. So the announcer yesterday, this was hilarious. I wrote down her name, Krista Blunk. She did the play-by-play on the Page game yesterday. And she said, oh, those players that Lynn Dunn brought in this year. She didn't even know that Lynn Dunn wasn't the GM anymore. She's a professional play-by-play announcer for the WNBA. How can you not know that? That was hilarious. I couldn't believe what I heard on that was during the Fever Aces game. And three rookies outshined Paige Beckers. Oh, I thought she played fine. She didn't pass that great. She had 1 assist. I don't think she really set her teammates up and did anything close to what Caitlin does when she runs an offense. But I thought she played fine. At least she was fairly assertive and aggressive. Her defense was pretty good. She had some foul called on her. She didn't get a good whistle she didn't get a juju whistle. Let's put it that way. She got a rookie whistle. But so we'll see how this team does. Oh, how was that stolen? I was looking at Bonner running down the court.
Trying to get into the paint and lay across them already with a couple of blocks early. Active on offense. She looks fantastic. In shape. Ready to be more efficient with the minutes that she gets. She'll be able to play a couple of less minutes. I think that'll be helpful this year with the get. Turning it over, Sykes just flips it over her shoulder to the rookie Citron. Hesitation driving that Boston. Wilson, she's a good three-point shooter. Yeah, she's an excellent three-point shooter on the trail. She also has a big lock game in the quarter court. Jeff Wilson's been around a long time. Third in leading three-point percentage a year ago. He's at the top three-point shooters here on these rosters. Aisler is number 1, and Steve almost finished second. Boston, the shot fake, got Aisler into the air. Shot shorts. Here in Boston Valley. Kick out Mitchell. Close, but has it knocked down her first shot here of the afternoon.
Fever's struggling. Offense is struggling without Caitlin Clark. So you take your best player out of the lineup, they're gonna struggle, right? I think they're a lot of these people have never played together before either. ESPN Women locked you out of your account. Really? That you can find it on a free streaming site? Hi, Vadim. You miss Wallace? You miss Wallace? I miss Wheeler a little bit. Not her play. I just liked her attitude on the court. Let's see what Sophie Cunningham adds to the team here. They missed too many easy shots so far. So I wonder if Cunningham going to play any point with Caitlin being injured. That was a travel. She ran with the ball before she started dribbling. That's a LeBron travel. Who's this coming in? Is this Brianna Turner? Is this Turner? Number 11. Let me go. Scores. Yeah, Brianna Turner. Ooh. Yeah, this is a problem with the. I need to send me some water.
No problem. Let's go back to step 3. We're only on step 3? Next. Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into epic win is in your hand. Bet it, parlay it, use it, however you want to do it. From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime you got a feeling. And withdraw cash when you want it. Next. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Want to first bet or try again? On us.
There's no such thing as amazing. Either it is or it isn't. Your pulse rises or stays steady.
Watching women's basketball without Caitlin Clark is not that exciting to me. I watched the first 3 quarters of that game yesterday with the Aces. I just only watched to see how Paige would play. And I like Elijah James. Elijah James? But hi, Rebecca. Yes. Without Caitlin Clark there to run the offense, I'm sure Sydney Colson's a good veteran player, but she's not Caitlin Clark. Yeah, Rob and I was talking this morning. Rob's traveling, by the way. He had family obligations and he travels. He's coming back tomorrow. It was in New York. But Rob mentioned that Caitlin Clark was finally bending her knees on defense in the drills. And that is muscles you aren't normally using, believe it or not, when you're squat like that and you get in the stance. And Caitlin Clark was probably every day in the proper stance and using muscles she didn't normally use. And you could strain those muscles easier if they're not built up and as strong as some of your other muscles. I'm not saying that has anything to do with why she pulled the leg muscle. I'm merely telling you, Rob mentioned that as a possibility. So I said, oh, okay. There may be something to that. Because I know from wrestling that you have to be, all right, Lexi Hall's in. So then who's going to be point guard? Sydney Colson just went out, right? So who's their point guard? Is going to be Sophie Cunningham?
Right around the corner here, Erie Finn off the mark on the three. She can't shoot it from out there. A stretch floor with just plenty of enticing potential. USC player called before that. Stanford. And unfortunately, Georgia Amore suffering that ACL injury in training camp.
Yeah, they forgot to double and triple team Paige yesterday. I don't remember. Did they double team and triple team Caitlin in the first preseason game or just the first regular season game? I don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at the first preseason game. I know they did it in the first regular season game. I don't think they did it in the preseason games, if I remember correctly. Why would they want to give away their game plan, you know? I thought Paige looked okay. She didn't look great, but it's a first pro game. I'm not drawing any conclusion from one preseason game that she played with a new team. She'll be fine. She won't be Caitlin, but she'll be fine.
Something that she's done her whole career at Indiana, except for last year. She played a lot off the ball. That's part of the reason why she had one of her best seasons. It's because she could get on the ball when she needed to.
Playing the point. Kelsey Mitchell's not a pass.
That's an area she's really grown in.
We're at 19 points per game for Mitchell last year. Third all time in a season in Fever scoring.
Fever's getting destroyed. That's Lucy Olson? Oh, that was Lucy Olson, right?
She's been so good her whole career playing that tough role.
Let me see. That must be Lucy Olson. Yeah, 33. Yeah. Lucy Olson will make that roster. I just have that feeling. Let's see how Kiki Ariafin plays. She's already 1 for 3, but I don't think she's a great shooter, Kiki Ariafin. Well, let's see if they lose, and then they play great tomorrow with Caitlin. You can say, hey, see how good Caitlin is? Really? Yeah, I don't know anything about her, number 15. I don't think they should worry about winning this game. They should be worried about just getting some flow to their team. They could win. They'll win tomorrow against the Brazilian team. All right. And again, in the final exhibition game, they want to win that one too. They're playing against a decent team. I think Atlanta? Atlanta's like ranked about preseason about 6th or so, according to the odds I saw and some of the rankings I saw. So it's a decent team. You don't see Elijah Jokic. I see Elijah Lopez. Yeah. But she's a good passer. Leah Boston's a good passer. She's not anywhere near the level of Jokic or Clark, but oh, nice pass. That was Lexi Hall. Nice pass by Lexi Hall. I'll say the Mystics offense is moving you have to give the Mystics credit. Their offensive ball movement is good. It's quick. They have a new coach this year, right? So maybe their new coach has got them playing better offense. Oh no! Hang on, my friend's calling me. Hang on. We're going to yes, until 8.
So here is Dewana Bonner heading to the free throw line. And she was the signing in the offseason, I think, that turned this offseason from maybe very good to great. I think when Bonner was signed, everyone started to throw the Indiana Fever into that upper echelon, that contention echelon, both because of her experience, but also that she's still able to bring to the floor at 37.
Yeah, she's a tremendous three-point shooter. Stephanie White last year in Connecticut played her a lot of the 3 spot. I think we're going to see her a little bit more at the 4, but still with her size and length, and you look at her resume, it's a Hall of Fame resume. Experience, winning 2 WNBA championships, and she's at that phase in her career right now where she doesn't need to play 35 minutes to help the team. You know, she can play 22, 25 minutes and help this Indiana Fever team grow. Because the teamwork's going to be built. This is just one piece of the building block here today.
Here, Sykes driving and turning it over.
So anyway,
No player in WNBA history has played more postseason games than Dewana Bonner. And in fact, this team last year went into the playoffs with 19 combined games of playoff experience.
Sorry about that. I got my friends meeting me down. This is
13 games of playoff experience, 87 of those.
me. Yeah, I came back from the trip. Then Rob had to go travel to New York for help with his family obligations with his his wife and mother-in-law. And then he had an issue with having a place to videotape. So we'll be starting a lot on Monday. Try to do a video by myself tomorrow, I guess. Yeah, I was in the DR from the 22nd to the 29th. It was just drama. It was all preseason drama. It was Rob and I were tired of the drama. You guys are probably tired of it too. It's a lot of the same topics. So we just want to talk about basketball. So we went over that one of the first training camp video. That was our first video when I came back. Yeah, I agree with the team speed of Washington, and they move the ball quickly, and their offensive. It's got a good offensive flow. Caitlin doesn't look happy.
People will be playing in Iowa City tomorrow. I don't want to break any news or anything, but I think pretty likely she'll go in that one.
Wow, nice pass. Yeah, it's okay. Play it safe. It's a meaningless exhibition game. You saw how quickly people learned to play with Caitlin Clark in the yeah, Yeah, I think Clark did want to play, but I don't think it's important today. It's good that she listened to the doctors or physicians and therapists and stuff. She's out of control. Yeah, tomorrow's games, Chicago just destroyed Brazil. Yeah.
Are you okay? I'm incredible.
No, it's true. Let me plug in my cell phone.
Says here, Dr. Baker never rushes appointments. Dr. Tommy make patients feel heard and has an opening today. Thanks. But I feel better already. I'm a leader by pushing our teammates to be the best that they can be.
I am a leader because I set a strong example. I'm a leader by being responsible. I stand up for myself and others. I'm confident.
We want girls to lead their own way.
Let me get a thermos water.
A program that teaches girls to reject stereotypes and embrace their leadership superpowers. This is what leadership looks like.
At TD, we care about the who's in your life as well as the what's. That's why we're a first stop on your walk kind of place. Helping throw your little pirate a happy birthday kind of place. And being there for the school time, happy time, kitchen time kind of place. Because being at your first in a place is how TD is making banking unexpectedly human.
Anyway. We'll see. It's one quarter. Yeah, I know. That's why I said, when you saw two people vote for Mitchell for MVP, like third and fifth in the MVP voting, and probably the same people who didn't vote for Caitlin Clark, they don't understand how valuable Caitlin Clark is to the team in terms of what she. Mitchell's more one-dimensional. I like her, but she's more one-dimensional, and she needs to improve on her defense, her passing, and team play. And I'm hoping that Stephanie White's the coach to do that, because no one's been able to do it for 8 years. So Citron started. Was she number 22?
An experienced basketball who knows how to play on both sides of the ball. A great pickup in the offseason by another cross-off in there for Cox.
7 points in 7 minutes.
I mean, it's the push on the floor, and Hall doing a nice job of driving to the baseline, which flattens out the defense, allows Cunningham to step into the slot in transition.
Foul there on Hall. A 3-1 ball for Sutton. Boston has the rebound. Cunningham wants to push. Runner fire away.
One thing about playing in this kind of pace is
I don't like those quick threes when there's none of your teammates underneath the basket. I don't understand the purpose of those. Unless there's no one within 10 yards of you and you're a great three-point shooter, that's a different story. Like Steph Curry has the right to do that. I'm not sure the rest of them do.
She's playing. Most players start to drop off. Some into the mid-late 30s. They're lucky enough to be playing that. They're still at peak 4.
it's a player that Stephanie White knows well from coaching for the last 2 years in Connecticut. And so Connor can help with the verbiage, the vernacular, the style, all of it.
Oh, why didn't you finish the drive? Why'd she take that shot? That has to be a foul.
I love the push, the advance pass. This is how you could get into your actions.
Yeah, they could never get Clyde Drexler never got his head up either. And he's a Hall of Famer, right?
You have to show discipline on a pretty slight switch like that because she's so long and athletic, such a good finisher. There's a switch and Boston ends up stuck on her. Sykes makes a little move right there. And AB has had a couple of blocks, but that time Sykes just does a nice job of finishing.
Sykes, I haven't seen her play much, but Sykes is a pretty good player. She's got good defense, too.
From the floor on this end. Look, it's the preseason and the missing Caitlin Clark, so there's plenty of reasons for the Fever not be at prime efficiency just yet. Onto the drive into the double team, steps through, fires it up there, shot too strong, hour right, flips right down.
It's okay. They do poorly, and then they do great after this. So just say, well, look at how valuable Caitlin Clark is to the team. That'll convince the MVP voters. Look at that one game they played without her. Oh, that was that travel? Did she switch her pivot foot? Well, that is an iffy foul call. I'd like to see that one again. There was a little contact, but oh, she slapped her arm. I don't know anything about their coach, but he's got them playing well. Just the flow of their offense and their hustle on defense tells me he's doing a decent job. I mean, it's just a quarter and a half, but Sophie already coming back in. Yeah. I was hoping that Clark would play limited minutes. I think we make trophies.
Could you give me a resident card on the vending machine?
Of course, we're not. Confidence in buying your car. That's a battery. Duracell batteries. Batteries are the spare. Insane. It's not true. What's happening?
Duracell is the only brand built different with power boost ingredients inside. Power boost ingredients are a unique blend of nickel and lithium. Well, the battery brand has them. Still think all batteries are the same.
Will you grab the Duracell battery?
So look at the stats here. Sophie Cunningham's got 7 points. She's the leading scorer for the team.
What happened, hon?
3 for 5. I think the problem is they don't have any assists. They got Mystics have 10 assists. They have 5. Aaliyah Edwards, is she injured or something? Why hasn't she played yet? Is Aaliyah Edwards on the injury report? Let me see Gamecast says, because
focus. I can do that, which I kind of always do. But then there's some games, where you can enjoy it and laugh and kind of have those fun, lighthearted moments on the court as well.
That fierceness has an unusual way of permeating her teams and her. More on Sophie Cunningham. Let's check in with our Kelsey Castro.
Yeah, Leah Edwards is injured. So Shakira Austin. I wonder if Washington's going to be better this year than the people think they're going to be. Because I saw them like 11th out of 13.
Besides their ability to get out and knock down triples, it's an excellent move in the offseason, both for the Fever and for Sophie Cunningham. I can actually take the traditional approach to Austin, but I think they're going to win another title, right? Indiana wasn't in a position to win the title. They are now.
It's changed it pretty dramatically. Didn't go on. They both were pressed to try to get her a couple of years ago.
Hall's a selfish player. Yeah, I just looked that up. Exactly, Charlie. I knew it would be. I mean, if they look great, perhaps I would be more into it, but they don't look great. They look like they miss Caitlin.
Slide your feet and switch. It's getting skinnier over the top of screening action so that you force the action and the opposite team to go deeper into their sets. Like that last play right there. Lexi Hall did a really good job of getting over the top of the ball screen so that forced them to go deeper into their options and they turned it over. That's good defensive effort by a team.
Sticking with Melvin. Here, he's going to shot like that. Didn't see it.
This week has been getting better defensively and playing with pace. And you can't finish second to last.
So I haven't seen.
Because the league is so good and so talented, you have to be able to execute that fourth quarter on your defensive end.
Howard, that left-handed sweep and look at she is fouled. There's no question that's true. Stephanie Rock so well. She is a defensive-minded coach. She took over for Linda, the defensive-minded coach's team. Under halfway to Mika Catchings on defense, and she was in Connecticut. It was a lot of the same story. So this is a Fever offense that, as she's talked about, it's going to excel without a ton of coaching necessary. If the defensive end of the floor, then she's hoping to see improvement.
Well, and last year, Connecticut.
Yeah, they're both teams are hustling for a preseason game. I'm impressed. Did he? All right. Well, whatever he is, he's doing something good. I think their team looks good. And I know they're not playing against Caitlin Clark on this team, but their offense has a nice flow to it. They're hustling on defense. They seem to be playing pretty good defense. They're supposed for the team that's supposed to be like the second worst team and the third worst team in the league this year. They seem, yeah. So, well, you can't count it. You can't count it without Caitlin Clark. If they look like this with Caitlin Clark, you could say something. But it is, I'll give you credit for this. The line yet. Now, I agree, Vadim. Too many missed layups. None of the players are really. I got it was a joke. I got the joke. I said I'll give you credit for the joke. How do you know whether it's a good sign or not a good sign? You don't know how seriously she is injured. I'm trying to tell whether or not she, when she had her arm around her, she was doing that on purpose, or she was just trying to pull her arm out as she was going down. But it looks somewhat intentional. Yeah. Why is Kiki Griffin doing that as a rookie? The Mystics are the only team the Fever didn't beat last year. No. They didn't beat the Aces. They beat the Mystics last year, didn't they? What did they decide? They said regular foul? Oh, no, they said and one. All right. Me too. Yeah, she did. She looked like it was on purpose. It was just a little vague to me because she was off balance too. You know what I mean? Kiki was off balance too, and you're just hanging on to somebody when you're falling down also. So but I'd have to go see it again. I don't really care. I'll let the refs decide. Yeah, I don't know why are you saying they didn't beat them? The only team they didn't beat last year, I think, were the Aces, if I'm not mistaken. Someone else can look it up. I know they beat the Liberty. Did they beat the Sun at all? Or the Lynx? Did they beat the Sun and the Lynx both? Someone looked that up.
Taking a step forward last year, vice versa. I'll see. Helping out Clark in that court, too. Wilson spinning away. Shot too strong. Here he fit the rebound. Mitchell trying to haul at it.
That was an awful pass.
Here's one on 3 on 2. All right up the middle. She'll take it herself. No whistle. Catheter on fall. Here's Potter with the offensive rebound for Mitchell. She will fire. Still working that shot back up to speed. Try to see this now, but 2 weeks from now.
Just a transition kick foul or
Looks like they had 12 backs.
I don't know. This is all about Kate not having Kate and Clark. What the hell are they doing in practice? I think they're so dependent on Kate and Clark. This is why I said when they had that 12th pick, wasn't there a good 6'1" point guard that was available? What was her name? Cincinnati Summers or whatever her name was. I said, why not just draft her? Even if you don't add her until, a third of the way through the season as the 12th player. Why not just draft her? Because your point guard is 35. Not your point guard, but your backup point guard is 35. If one of them gets injured, I'm not convinced any of these other people can play point guard. I don't know. I mean, I haven't seen Sophie Cunningham play a lot. I don't know if she can play point guard or not. She can do a little bit of it, obviously, but Conlandy, what do they do? Look up, what do they do against the Sun and the Lynx? Because I know they lost to Vegas, all the games to Vegas. I think they lost, maybe one other team. I mean, they're down by 10. But down by 10 against a team that's supposed to be the 11th best team in the league. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought they had beat everyone but the Aces. The only two teams I would say, okay, did they have beat them? I know the Aces. That's because they got all the calls. All right, they got down to 7. I saw that too, Vadim. She wasn't on the court, was she? She just looked like she stood up in front of her chair. I thought it was kind of weird, but I couldn't see her feet. ESPN is still refusing to put Sophie into the starter section of the box score. You mean the starter section or the currently playing section? There's a difference. Let's see. So she didn't start. I don't know what you mean. Yeah, she didn't start. Why would they do that? They don't change that. They don't put who's on the court currently. They just put the starters first.
Some taking Rinvoq felt significant injury as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear
Yeah, but ESPN doesn't put who's on the court in the first five. They just put the starters in the first five on the box score. Unless you're looking at something besides the box score. Maybe there's a game cast you're looking at. Right. Well, she didn't start. I'm confused. Why would they put her in the starter section if she didn't start? They don't. Colson's not much of a scorer. She plays solid defense, supposedly. And she's supposed to be a pretty good passer. She's a point guard, but yeah, I can see Sophie getting 6. Well, I'm going to call it Woman of the Year. They call it Person of the Year or whatever. If she doesn't start. She's a lot better than Alyssa Smith. Yeah, ESPN doesn't change who's on the court. They just put who the starters are. I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm looking at in the box score. I can't, under the box score, I can't speak for anything else. Oh, they have under Gamecast, they have on the court. That's different than the box score. And they have Cunningham on the court, according to this. So they have her on the court on the Gamecast where it says on the court. They have Sophie Cunningham.
Washington's going the other way to score. That's why you got to run through your stuff.
All right. Oh, come on. That's twice.
Hesitation. There is Mitchell. 0-9 in the first half. Thanks for spinning on Cunningham. Shot too strong. Aggressively, Sykes charging in. Knocked that one away. Possession here for Washington. Behind open. Took it over for the 12th time here in the first half. Coming off a terrific 11th season in the WNBA. She averaged 18 points per game, 7 rebounds.
I don't know.
You want players that come in the game and change the rhythm of the game. There's a lot of ways you can change the rhythm, but certainly when you have personnel that can change the rhythm, That gives you an opportunity to step to the right and stack, but really being able to manipulate what you want to do.
Bonner thought about the 30 and draws the foul. So Wiley better move, and here we see a chippiness on the floor. This had no feel at any point in the first two quarters of a preseason game.
Well,
It's just through Sophie Cunningham. And that's Bonner sticking up for Cunningham right there.
whoa.
Cunningham's been on the tough end of a couple of reviews here.
Just the way when you have personnel that can change the movement, that gives you an opportunity to step
This
to
is
the
a
right
chippy
and
game for a preseason game.
manipulate what you want to do.
Bonner thought about the 30.
Oh my God! Why Sykes just pushed her from behind? I didn't see that in the original play. I was too busy watching the shot.
On the floor. This had no feel at any point in the first two quarters of a preseason game.
That's a flagrant foul.
And that's Bonner sticking up for Cunningham right there.
Cunningham's been on the tough end of a couple of reviews here.
Just the way she likes it. That's the way she plays. She is not bothered, and you're not going to be able to talk to her.
That's a flagrant one. You can't just shove somebody down.
In Connecticut, and then Keith Porter as well, player development coach, has come on over. And there's another. She still looks like she can drop 15 and run.
Does everybody think that's a flagrant one?
Defensive minded point guard. It's not that, it's that.
You see Sophie Cunningham had a hold of Sykes' arm, but Sykes didn't play. She was holding it.
I would say
You know, we're going to learn that Sophie isn't always innocent, but that's okay. She's going to kill you with kindness.
unnecessary and excessive are part of the verbiage that determine blatant fouls. No unnecessary. Yeah, they look at the whole play and maybe say that Sophie's involved too. It's an interesting decision.
A shove is a part of concept. It's early in the preseason. I wouldn't mind setting the tone for the rest of the season.
I guess this is why card game playing. Well, I don't know about that.
I like it personally.
I don't think that Stephanie White had to get in the ref's face because they already decided to review it.
They're already Vivian Maru and Sarah Williams, your officials. Smile from Stephanie White. Katie Clark doing plenty of coaching, even though she's not available. So technical offsides. Because the whistle had blown, the play was over. That's the difference.
What about the flagrant foul?
Technical here in the first half of our preseason opener. And Bonner cashes in with the free throw.
There's no flagrant foul?
This is the closest the Fever have been since the midway point of the first quarter. They had cut down by as many as 15.
When you have a minor injury, 24 hours can be a lot to it can make a big difference. I played Ultimate for like 40 years with little minor injuries. They're only down by 3. Fake injury. She's not faking it. He's silly.
over, lobbing up high. Beautiful find to Boston, who kicks back out to Hull. Hull, the shot clock down to 5.
Oh, come on. 6-foot jump shot. Let's make that.
Wilson on two-man game. Here's Axler, corner 3. Turned on the Jets. And Cunningham, how helps you reestablish yourself?
I think Washington holding for one last possession here.
Cover up plays and situations that'll be easy on film there. You don't get 2 for 1, and when you don't, you have the chance to just kind of steady yourself and take the back to the last shot instead of Beaver turn it over. Sykes driving on bottom. Reason or something's wide open, but this is on the 3. Indiana has one more look here and a chance to tie it. Here's Cunningham. Over to Mitchell. Did she get it off in time? They'll say no. And the shot did not fall. Anyway. Preseason opener after all, but a 15-point deficit. Back to 3. What would you like up here close?
I like the defensive lineup on the floor with Paul and Cunningham. I thought they did a really good job. But a much simpler look at pace and efficiency. That pace was hard for Indiana.
It's a 38-35.
5 points. You want to give her 5 points? Well, they'd be up by a couple then, right? Well, they came back. Mostly, a lot of these people haven't played together before, and then they're without their point guard. And Kelsey Mitchell's shooting like me. Yeah. What is she? Let's look at the stats. Let's go to the stat board. Let's start with Kelsey Mitchell. I'm going to turn down the let's see, Kelsey Mitchell, 0 for 9. 0 for 6 from threes. How often is that going to happen? All she just get to shoot, like, make 2 threes and 2 other baskets, that'd be 10 points. You know, if she was just like 2 for 6 and 4 for 9. So you can draw whatever conclusion you want. If you can't make, when you miss and make open threes, sometimes it's just, that's the whole thing.
There's an easier way. With TapTap. Download the app today and care for your home from top to bottom.
Let's see. Dwana Bonner, 0 for 4. Tasha Howard, 3 for 7. Boston, 1 for 3. And Tasha Howard's got 6 rebounds, though. Boston has 4. Sophie Cunningham has 4. She's been making hustle plays. She's got 2 turnovers. Lexi Hall has 2 turnovers, too. Kelsey Mitchell has 3 turnovers. Man, she's awful this game. What's the story with Dantas? I know that she supposedly had a death in her family, but why isn't she playing Michaela Timpson? See what she can do. Brianna Turner only played 3 minutes. Now she's taking this like a regular season game, minute-wise. Huh.
I don't really like committing to things. I'm scared. But when Verizon announced that I can lock in a low price for 3 years, I mean, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm not sure that's the right way to go. It's a preseason game. Don't you want to see how these other players play in a real game? And then in practice. Well, are you guys surprised that she's only played 8 players? Was it 8 players? And Brianna Turner only played 3 minutes. Washington's played 10 players. And they would have played more, but Aaliyah Edwards is injured. But so is Shakira Austin.
achieved this year. Either the end or old Pat Boyd sat down and Stephanie talked all things Peter basketball. Take a listen.
Stephanie, your roots in basketball are so deep, the deepest maybe anybody in the history of this state. Miss Basketball, national champion at Purdue, a player for the Fever, a coach for the Fever. So why is right now the right time for you to return to Indiana?
You know, I can't imagine the stars aligning any better. You know, certainly after having gone off and had a number of other experiences from a coaching standpoint, growing up, learning, the Fever going through some changes as well. And now at this point, when basketball has taken to another level in the WNBA for the Indiana Fever, and be able to come back and work with another 22, you know, a generational player in Caitlin Clark, a generational player in Leah Austin. Certainly, when you think about back-to-back review of the years and what each of those players have done up until this point for their universities.
I mean, they were down by 15, and I guess she just wanted to make it a game again by keeping her starters and her best players up. So what's getting? I'm confused. I'm confused. What's getting ridiculous?
You think about a 4-3, right? You think about a big three, and to be able to work with that big three, and continue to work with pieces around them to compete for a championship. Back in my home state, it couldn't have a line.
It doesn't matter how many points or minutes a bench player plays. It doesn't switch them in the ranks. I don't know about that.
You know, it's interesting because I've been able to see it from the sideline for some of the years with her.
Doing something in a game as opposed to doing something in practice can move them up in the ranks.
And I came down the escalator, had to have been 3 hours before the game, maybe 3.5 hours before the game, and the lobby was full. The only other time I'd seen that was when I'm at an NBA or NFL event, right? And you're in the hotel lobby and it's just packed and it's roped off. And this was at Maryland. And 3.5 hours before the game, when I'm leaving to go over to do my commentating duties, the gym is 1.5 miles away. It took me 45 minutes to get there. And this could be the first time that we've seen the carryover from college to the WNBA. And so to be able to be at this pivotal moment is incredible. I really can't put it into words because when I coached that one, number 24 here, and we were starting this Indiana Fever franchise to now, this is what we've envisioned. And so to be able to be a part of it on this side and to help take it to another level, I'm incredibly excited and grateful.
I heard that interview before. James wants Christy Sides back. James, you're killing us.
I texted you guys. I was I thought you said you were on. That's why with AT&T, you proactively make it right with the credit for a full day of service if there isn't. That's the AT&T guarantee.
CBS isn't showing box scores for individual players? Why, you think ESPN's box scores are wrong? You guys are confusing me. What?
Gets you wings. Chase, you can get a debit card for your kids' independence.
Decides of a coaching job? I doubt it. I wouldn't have her coach my 7th grade team if I was at maybe 5th grade. I wouldn't want her as head coach at any meaningful level. I just don't think she's a good coach, regardless of the level. I think basic human relations concepts escape her too. But if you can't figure out how to call a momentum timeout, you shouldn't be coaching. Period. That's me. I asked Rob, I said, the first time you coach, how long did it take you to figure out how to call a momentum timeout? Not a tricky timeout at the end of a game. He said, 1 game. Is she?
Physical location. We had just started our family at the time, so I knew that the demands of life wouldn't allow me to go into.
I'm not on WNBA's website. I just on ESPN. She's an assistant somewhere. She could be. As long as she's an assistant, she's not making any major decisions. It's okay. I just wouldn't make her head coach anywhere. I swear to God. She just doesn't give me the impression she knows enough about basketball, about modern basketball, like something, in the last 50 years. Touches in the paints. That's like something they would do in the playoffs in the NBA in the 80s.
Well, Sophie Cunningham has really endeared herself to the fan base here. First half of her first preseason game.
It didn't take her long. 12 points in less than 15 minutes. And it's her extra effort, it's her hustle, it's her feistiness. She's scrappy, and she knows how to play. She understands.
I hope she doesn't get injured, Sophie Cunningham. She looks like the best player in the team. Sites was your hostess at Applebee's the other night. Does she still have that smoker's voice? Yeah, 2 for 13 is not going to cut it. That's because Caitlin Clark isn't there. They're getting out rebounded too, and they have. Yeah, well, you don't know if I don't agree with that at all. She shouldn't have been given. She should have been fired in midseason. She was clueless. She should have been fired before the Olympic break. Lynn Dunn should have been fired too. And they just save face with her. She's probably barely getting any money at all. That's just for looks. Lynn Dunn's job. They just did that out of respect for her. They fired her. Yeah, I agree. She should have been fired at the Olympic break. She was awful. As soon as I saw that first preseason press conference, she started talking like putting down Caitlin Clark for no reason. It's like, I don't care about that. It's just like it was just stupid. She was clueless how to answer questions at press conferences. She just always was someone else's fault. Throw players underneath the bus. Hey, Tulip, what's up? Tulip's like old guard. But she's reasonable old guard. Tulip plays. She's going to fire the day after draft. Well, you didn't know she was going to be that bad the day after the draft. Oh, really? Really? She's supposed to be a talented player, people say. But her dad played Brad Sellers. Yeah, maybe she can't perform on the court, and they just said, come back next year or something. Maybe she needs another 6 months or a year to get her knees back.
Dealing with allergies and you've got that stuffed up feeling and you blow your nose and it's a little bit better. Using the lavage takes it all away. Put the water in the top chamber, put the pot in, close the lid, put it in your nose, push the button, you're done. It's natural, it's effective, it's fast, probably the best.
Yeah, I agree. It's just like they just came back and said, we saw how effective Caitlin Clark is when you just let her run. Chrissy Sykes was clueless. All she had to do was look at Caitlin Clark's success in college and say, we can do that here in the WNBA. Tell me how you did it. Let me call up your ex-coach, and she'll give me some pointers, and the two of you between what Lisa Bluter tells you and what Caitlin Clark tells you, I'll figure out how to integrate that into our team in the WNBA. Saw Sue Bird win it with pace. She talks about it in an interview. Yeah, but her career might not be over. I have no idea what her knees. Yeah, Caitlin Clark was the coach of that team after the Olympic break. Let's be honest about that. Chrissy Sykes was the worst coach I ever saw in my entire life. I just can't imagine a worse coach.
We take a look back at some of her numerous accomplishments from a rookie season, and really it was a breathtaking first year in the WNBA for Caitlin Clark.
Darvin Ham. Who's Darvin Ham?
What a remarkable finish for the Fever to make it to the playoffs, a place that hadn't been since 2016. Now we're not just talking about making the playoffs, they want to win some games.
We talked about that experience number from 19 games of playoff experience off the roster, 113. That's last year, this year. She did not get a shot in the first half, but it puts up the second half for the three.
Vadim, that's the funniest thing you ever said. You miss her smoker's voice.
First.
Make that read. Citron sets that up. She gets positioned in front of Mitchell.
Oh, really? The Lakers coach? No. I don't know. I didn't watch. I wasn't following them that closely. To me, she was the worst coach I've ever seen. You must be a Lakers fan. When's Cindy Colson going to do something for us? All right.
Howard now is double figures. She's got 11. Sykes the leading scorer on the night. Add to it. Here's Mitchell Polsky back and gets to the rim. Nice close out there by Citron. Now Washington adds numbers. Here is the rookie extra passing. Slivers open. Good pass to the rim. Took the jump shot at distance.
They've missed a lot of open threes this game.
to say this is a mouse in the house action right here. She's behind Golson. She's working to try to get in front. But we don't throw that pass into that foul as he get home.
He just picked up a couple here in the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Tries to switch on to Boston to try to repost Golson and a third foul. Here on Indiana, it's opening 2:09 of the third. Mitchell's picked up 2 of them. Mitchell has
Interesting. So she took the Connecticut job instead. It's too bad. If she had Caitlin Clark last year, everything would have been different. Yeah, I don't think the 12th person is important in this team. People are all worried about who's going to make the 12th person. I go, that 12th person not getting playing time unless there's blowouts. 11th person. Like your 11th person is going to be Michaela Timpson. Right? She's not going to get playing time. I don't know, Rebecca. They're just going to go by practice, I guess. In the NFL, they only have 3 exhibition games, but they play. They barely play the starters. I think she just wants to get the lead and get the team momentum and confidence. Yeah. One of the reasons they're losing is they're not shooting well. Let me see. What is their shooting percentage? Fever shooting 30% and 19% from threes. Well, you're not going to win a game that way. 30% and 19% from threes. The other team is shooting 44% and almost 27% from threes. Yeah, I think this has more to do with you get a bunch of people that have an off shooting night, especially Kelsey Mitchell. And that was ugly.
Transition passes, those get-ahead passes. We'll see that unlocked tomorrow in Iowa. Here is Howard. He's capable of space. Howard taking it right.
Oh. She's calling the push before they shove. Because Boston shoved her. It could be it, Aquaman.
With the Chase mobile app, things move a little more smoothly.
Ah,
Deposit checks easily and send money quickly. That's convenience for Chase.
Clarity Liquid provides powerful all-day allergy relief. There's no such thing as either it is or it isn't. The pulse rises or stays steady. Amazing. You know when you're in your feeling. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that's going to show you amazing. Next.
Don't just stand there. Everything you need to turn $1 into an epic win is in your hands. Bet it, parlay it, boost it, however you want to do it. From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime you got a feeling. And withdraw cash when you want it.
Next.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Win your first bet or try again on us.
Chime exists to help everyday Americans make it. You build towards your dreams when you build your credit up. Soon enough, you're watching that dream up close. You gotta believe, baby. You're ready.
When my hair started thinning, I wanted to attack the problem head on. I chose Nutrafol because it was drug-free, which meant a lot because I didn't want the side effects. My thicker hair gave a huge boost to my social life, and I really feel the best I ever have.
I'm a leader by pushing our teammates to be the best that they can be.
I am a leader because I set a strong example.
I'm a leader by being responsible.
I stand up for myself and others. I'm confident. I am fair.
We want girls to lead their own way. That's why the NBA and WNBA are top sport leading girls. A program that teaches girls to reject stereotypes and embrace their leadership superpowers. This is what leadership looks like.
Back here at Cambridge Fieldhouse, downtown Indianapolis, alongside Debbie Antonelli, Coach Casper on our sidelines. I've had more than a successful challenge as Washington challenged that offensive foul going into break right here on Erie Fifth. Call stands.
oh.
It's a very early going to this one. Aaliyah Boston get that early three. Here is Boston, just got around Prechtel, but shot too strong.
Leah Boston is missing too many shots. At least she looks thinner. I think she heard enough criticism about her weight and being in shape.
You have to take a gamble because you know you can get back into play and you trust your teammates. So you do take a gamble.
I know, 6'5" and missing layups.
Just does get it in. The only starter on the floor for Washington. Melvin, pretty spin, gets to the rim. Howard there to contest. There's a whistle.
The only starter. Washington has one starter on there. Chrissy and
Defensively, just switching 1 through 5 here in the second half. Not showing any schemes on the defensive end.
she looks thin right now.
Here is Ashton Prechtel to the line and knocking down the first. The 34th pick back in
I don't have a problem with her weight right now. I just hope she, but her weight's one thing. It's cardio is another thing. She needs a little bit of weight for the play center, you know. But she still needs to do sprints to get the cardio up because they're going to run with Caitlin Clarkson and Mitchell finally hits one. That was only a 2.
Here's Olsen on the other end. Can't knock down the 3. Mitchell could handle the rebound. She thought she was fouled.
Washington's bringing the ball out of the net quickly, and they are pushing. You got to get matched up in the transition defense. I think Coach White's probably
last year.
Some of those plays where Indiana did not stop the ball. I don't think this is the way teams are going to play.
I'm not saying she looks thin. I'm saying her weight's okay.
You don't see walking the ball to the floor.
Helping the inbounder got it back. Set up Beriathan.
She's thin compared to before, is what I'm saying. Not convinced she's in great shape yet. I don't know. I got to see her if she gets tired too easily in the games.
Really nice job by Leah Boston. And Lexi Hall in the deep corner. Really good action by the Fever.
Only down by 1. Mark is mute for me, like it was 2000. Anyone else? I don't know what you mean. I'm confused by your comment, Vadim. Oh. Shot clock violation.
It's the 15th turnover forced by the Fever.
2 screens right here and playing downhill. Now watch Sophie Cunningham, and then the
Mark is mute for me.
She gets available, and then Lexi Hall beat. And
What does that mean, Vadim? I don't understand.
beautifully done.
Indiana now looking to take their first lead since that Boston 3 to open up the game. It was 3-0 and 3-2. Boston driving into a double team. Cunningham fakes the pass. Can't hit the 3. There's Holt battling underneath. Offensive rebound. Bonner on a shot fake.
Oh, again, she's got those weak hands. I guarantee you she didn't get those hand grips and worked on her hand strength in the offseason. Remember last year, the ball went into the paint and it got knocked out of her hands too easily?
On this angle, you can see there. You see the offhand of Melbourne holding off Bonner. I love the emotion that the new players to the franchise have brought here today in an exhibition game. Really setting the tone for the Fever.
Cunningham. Here's Hall and runs into a brick wall in Sice.
Uh-oh.
And we'll stay here with Indiana.
Another really nice backdoor cut.
Jeez.
I would call that without an after shooting. It looked to me like she was trying to take a shot.
Huh.
It's the 3rd foul on Washington.
Could be right.
Shooting foul. So Cunningham side out of bounds. Jayden Brown has checked in for her 30 minutes. Bonner shot takes the 3, driving on Ainsler. Bonner hangs. Bonner couldn't get the roll, but she will head to the free throw line. Bonner, who's 0 of 6, looking for her first shot to fall.
You forget how big and long Dewana Bonner is at 6'4", until you're sized up next to her.
Yeah, except
and all of a sudden you're a guard playing.
Except that Olsen didn't even make 3rd-team All-American.
She's dangerous on the bench. She's a tremendous three-point.
Citron and Irifan made 1st and 2nd team.
She's 5 of 5.
Oh, wait. Irifan made 2nd or – she makes 2nd or 3rd team by Irifan. Yeah, but Olsen didn't make anything. I think she's going to make it in this league. I think she has too much talent. Yeah, Bonner's not been impressive in the field, shooting-wise. You know, it's one game. But it's just... You can have games where you don't shoot well, as long as it's not a trend.
For Indiana, as the Mystics have gone back up by 2. And looking inside for Boston, Chief Wilson really battling. That's an offensive foul on Boston. Their third.
Whoa.
They like this set with Sophie coming in on the top of the floor. She comes off the double, and then you watch Boston try to post up inside. There you see she's got Wilson's arm.
Oh, I don't know about that. That woman hooked her arms underneath. She hooked her arm after the woman put her arm through Boston's arm. I didn't see that one again.
Corner 3, missed 2 on this possession. Cunningham shot out of a can at hesitation. Defense there by Sutton to stick with her. Boston shot makes the 3.
Good deep by Citron.
Boston looking back door and got it to Cunningham. From the crevice.
Nice pass by Boston.
Great pass by Boston. I remember how Dawn Stanley used to talk about how good her IQ was on the backside of defense. We're seeing her IQ on display here, picking up where she left off from last year.
Brown able to wrestle that one away. Feet inside, 2 beautiful passes from Boston. And Cunningham just couldn't connect on that one. With 3 assists.
No, Boston's a very good passer.
Assists there.
I thought she was the second best passer in the team last year.
They'll count that as an assist in the film room, but not on the stat sheet.
I don't know about terrific, but she's a very good passer. She's a smart player, too. She's just...
That's how you freeze the D. You dribble right at the defense. Make them decide. Are they going to help?
She's still, improving. I think Boston could be a force in this league.
The Fever are taking a timeout to challenge that last call. 51-51. Under a minute left in the third quarter.
What was the last call?
Everyone is cutting. There's great space. Self-display. You can lead to uncontested shots. That's what you want. You want to get numbers. You want to have an advantage. You want to find uncontested shots. Indiana's done that here in the second half until they come back in the game.
She only played.
14 points. Lexi Hull has 7. Those 2 off the bench. Combined for all 21 of Indiana's bench points.
Jaylen Brown went in. I didn't even see Jaylen Brown go in. I wonder if Tamir Stantris has said, I'll be here. I don't really have to play. I just got a death in my family. But why hasn't she tried out Michaela Timpson yet?
The sky's the limit. I think everyone knows it. We definitely have a target on our backs. But for me, we know where we want to be at the end of the season, but it's day by day for me. We got to stack the days. We got to get 1% better because I think a lot of people have great teams. But can you make the pieces fall in line? Can you gel? Can you love each other off the court and really care for each other? Because those are the championship teams.
Very well said there by Sophie Cunningham. You see her on the floor. She's so fiery and aggressive, but it's not until you sit down and speak with her that you really see her intelligence shine through. And that aspect of her game, a big reason why as a second-round draft pick she has excelled in this league.
And her love for the game, loves to play, loves to compete. Not afraid of the challenge. And wants to lift the rest alongside her effort to get better at the point.
So here's a look at what the Fever challenge.
So what happened?
A really good team was a player by team. You can see what conversation taking place in that hall. It's around the players.
And it was a successful challenge for Stephanie White.
Did they? What happened? Did they win the challenge? You guys can't hear me? All right, Bonner. Oh.
Here as we head to the fourth. Basketball. Back here. WNBA.
It was you, Vadim? I knew it was you.
Moderate to severe plaque psoriasis or
Yeah, I don't know why they haven't played Timpson yet, but there's a fourth quarter.
sometimes hold you back. But now, there's Skyrizi, so you can be all in with clear skin.
I think she just wanted to get the lead to get some momentum. I don't think you necessarily have to win this game. You just don't want to be blown out.
You can show up with dramatically clearer skin. And if you have psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi can help you move with less joint pain, stiffness,
Okay.
swelling, and fatigue. Skyrizi is just 4 doses.
Yeah, I lost my concentration. I was looking at something in the score. I was looking up the ESPN box score.
Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks. Cunningham now on the same page. The Fever are taking. She's so fiery and aggressive, but it's not until you see.
On the backside of defense, we're seeing her IQ on display here, picking up where she left off from last year.
Brown able to wrestle that one away. Feet inside, 2 beautiful passes from Boston. And Cunningham just couldn't connect on that one. See the 3 assists. You like to say that's a coach's assist there.
That's what I say. When they go back and look at film, they'll count that as an assist in the film room, but not on the stat sheet. You dribble at the defense, she freezes up. It's really good ball movement by Indiana. You see the shots. Indiana's done that here in the second half until they come back in the game.
A lot of people have a great team.
Fiery and aggressive, but it's not until you sit down.
The limit. The sky's the
Sophie Cunningham.
Did they not show a play? I'm confused. It was 51-51. They interviewed
Before the Fever looked a little different.
Sophie Cunningham, and they came back. It was 52-51. I must have missed something.
9 points in her preseason debut. There's a new face, and she's injected plenty of energy into the mix. Sophie Cunningham has been dynamic here in the preseason opener. No Caitlin Clark.
Dantas just got back in town. Someone in her family died, so she hasn't been here. Maybe she's just, mentally she's not there. Maybe they but I don't understand why you don't play Timpson. They already know what they have in Dantas. She's not getting cut from the team.
As we start the 2025 season, maybe just at a 20,000-foot view here, what are you looking at? What are your areas of emphasis for you this year?
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm happy to be here with you guys. This is fun. It's a fun game to watch.
Yeah, so we focus a lot in our training on our points of education for the season, and those points of education are really developed collaboratively from our competition committee, which is basically our head coaches and general managers, and the officiating. We sort of collaboratively put
This game's been pretty physical for a preseason game. Last thing you don't want is players to get hurt in a preseason game.
Respect for the game and offensive and defensive 3 seconds. So those are sort of some of the focus areas for us this season. It's a mouthful. It's a lot to keep track of, Sue. And so these officials don't just, like players, they don't just roll the ball out here and show up. Obviously, there's a plan that comes in place with getting them ready for exhibition games as well. What are some of the things in the offseason?
Yeah. There is 2 more games before the season, but
WNBA right after the Final Four, we have 2 major training events. One is an on-court instructional camp where we have 20 of our staff come
is she?
To the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament. So we did classroom and on-court.
I didn't listen to it.
So that sort of kicked it off. And then we just came off of a 4-day classroom training event, coaching training, and the total staff, where we go through plays. We really work at fine-tuning our craft. And they're video, they're getting trained in on mechanics.
What I want to know is how many of them did they fire from last year? That's what I want to know. How many of the refs did they fire? What percentage? Because I think about 50% of them should have been fired. And that's generous. I'm not sure. What was her name? Susan Blouch? Is that what her name was? Let me just see. I'll look her up.
Their video,
Sue Blouch. I'll look her up. Blalle. Let's see when she started, because Wikipedia will tell me how long she's been in.
And then sort of what that means, sort of the resumption of play procedure, and how we would resume play after a successful.
Let me Google her.
The transition take foul came in 2 years ago. So then last year, we had the second coaches challenge and revamped our timeout format. So yeah, now it's kind of like, okay, we can exhale a little bit, and that we're settling into those particular rule changes, and players consistently innovate the game, and so I anticipate in the coming years there might be other rules or sort of interpretations that we should look at. The WNBA. I like the way you say that the players 71 called the timeout.
71 didn't like what she saw.
When allergies throw a sucker punch, the power of Claritin D punches back harder. Get fast, powerful relief of your worst symptoms, like nasal congestion. Claritin clears. Next.
Now, she's been ahead of that since 2018, it says here. Referee performance and development. Well, she's done an awful job then. Why are we interviewing her? She's awful.
From wherever you are to the moon. Bet anytime you got a feeling. And withdraw cash when you want it. Next. Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us. Win your first bet or try again on us.
You did start your business just to keep the lights on. You hit the sell more today than yesterday. We're here to win.
Let's see. Maybe they promoted her to something above that, and she hired somebody. Vice President, NBA Players Performance and Development. She was Associate Vice President since January 2023. Before that, she was Senior Director for 4 years and 6 months. So she's not new.
So you can find your way to money. It's with Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
This is Noom GLP-1, and this is Angelia.
I really did not know weight gain was going to be an issue through menopause. The Noom program and the meds were hand in hand. I'm Angelia, and I have lost 17 pounds with Noom.
Get started at Noom.com.
You shouldn't have to wonder which local forest crafts a beautiful bouquet, or how we transform I forgot into I can't wait. We spend decades making gifting easy. 1-800-Flowers.com. Gift beautifully.
Next up, Chris. I see you searched how to tell if your cat loves you. Let's make it regret that.
Yeah.
Betrayed by your cat? Adopt a dog today.
Yeah.
Kelsey Mitchell misses Caitlin Clark.
With Surfshark VPN.
See, it's not so easy. It shows you how valuable Caitlin Clark is. These people all these players be shooting a higher percentage. Why does that dancer in the front have a belly?
One thing I'm wondering is as you grade your officials, it seems like in a way we at TV have made officiating a little bit harder because there's so many great angles now. They're all in HD, and sometimes you'll watch a play, and after the 8th review, you'll say, "Oh, see, they got that wrong." But as officials like to talk about, they get one angle at one speed. And I guess how do you go about grading the
Kelsey Mitchell, 2 for 14.
The human eye in live action is going to be very different than what you can see on the replay.
That's a great question.
Sydney Colson's only taking 0 for 2.
Analytics team that grades the officials, right? So every play, every call, every no call, that's meaningful, gets graded and evaluated by our reviewing team. So what we focus on is really training our referees. We have a mechanic system, and if we can train our officials.
Well, whatever she's been doing, she's been lousy at her job because the refs sucked last year.
To action in the right order, we're really, really good. So there's a lot that goes into that. Sue, fans just want judgment. Like we get all the mechanics.
Oh, it's the
hustling to get there and win, not the hustle.
yeah. It's just the curtains are open.
That judgment's the most important thing.
If you want, I can close the curtains.
Analytics team, is it somebody back in New York? Yeah, so there's a separate department outside of referee operations that
Yeah, it's that.
They have a review team.
It's this one here.
On our contact guidelines and our interpretations and our rules.
It's not even that Sony
They
out.
go through and they grade our officials. So we're really looking for, our officials and, referee ops. Are our officials in the right position to make?
Does that make you happy?
Now, I just have one more question for Sue, and it has to do with freedom of movement. And you say, the players keep evolving and helping change the game because they're so skilled. What's the most important thing about the freedom of movement? Yeah, so, freedom of movement is really, based on speed, quickness, balance, and rhythm. So we're always dealing with degrees of contact, right? We have a physical league. We have, people, I think, love the physicality of the WNBA, but we don't want to let it get rough. And we don't want to allow players to get disrupted with illegal contact. So, we're looking at speed, quickness, balance, and rhythm as sort of the guidelines for when we make a foul call, right? So those are some of the guiding principles there.
Well, Sue, we greatly appreciate you joining us here, helping educate us on some of the areas of emphasis of the officiating.
All right, Boston. Nice play by Boston.
We appreciate your insight and best of luck to your group here as we start 2025.
Thanks for having me.
It is interesting that Stephanie White's just going to win this game. She's not developing players. She's just trying to win this game. They only have 3 preseason games. So. She doesn't want to have to answer questions in the press conference afterwards about losing.
Here so far, it's been in the end, themselves into a 15-point hole, a very competitive first preseason game here so far. He's so impressed with you see here so far.
All right. So who's it?
See, I like not putting a whistle on that.
Look at all at the deck. Shovel to Cunningham. And now she's off to the races. Washington get back nicely defensively. Got a hand in there. Mitchell keep possession.
Citron icing, keeping the ball on the same side. Look at Boston with a little.
I'll say Washington touched it last. They'll stay here with Indiana.
We saw the first basket of the game, a corner three out of Aaliyah Boston, and we've seen her passing skills on display here in the fourth quarter, especially here in the second half.
Ron Eachin has checked in, one of the rookies as well. Oh, carving out space underneath and added blocks. Some interesting grouping here on the floor for Stephanie White as Melvin draws the foul. A couple of her starters in regular.
Ejim's in. So what about Michaela Timpson? She has not entered the game yet. This is surprising.
Ron Eachin was one of the rookies getting some key minutes here down the stretch.
I don't understand. Michaela Timpson has not entered the game.
Jake Melvin, third-year guard out of Program League, Melbourne, Australia. She's just 22. Came into the league so young. Won bronze with Australia in the Olympics last year. 1 of 2 there from the line. Holly will track it down the corner. Mitchell using that Boston screen. Mitchell has some space, driving off Brechtel. Mitchell puts on the brakes. Mitchell with shot clock down to 5. Mitchell into traffic and lays it in.
Really good patience. Kelsey Mitchell does a really good job of getting to the front of the rim.
So 0 of
I agree, Vadim. It was just
3 shots.
they would just like see it play and just ignore it.
Rebound, Cunningham. Indiana can retake the lead. Egypt knocked away. Good hand, Citron again. She has been everywhere.
Just anticipates so well. If she's in the gap, she recovers, she gets a steal. Really good defense the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, Citron can defend.
The pick in the draft has really shined here. And then Brechtel and Melvin not on the same page. Turns it over for the 22nd time here today.
They are. I don't see Timpson in yet.
Here's Michaela Timpson, who's going to check in for her first minutes. Timpson was the highest draft selection that the Fever had.
Isn't it interesting that Stephanie White puts them in now when it's winning time and it's you're trying to find out a little bit about the character as well as the
Yeah, I agree. I like Lexi Halls. You need a player like that. Oh,
Too hot to handle there for Holland. That was too high for Egypt.
Ejim's nervous.
Area fit on Egypt, putting on the moves, ducks inside, lays it in with a foul.
Washington with a new group on the floor as well. Zay Green-
Citron is a very good player. She's going to make it in this league. She plays really good defense, and she's a solid offensive player and passer.
So and one from the 4th pick in the draft. Area fit. Washington has a 3-point lead with under 4 minutes to play here for Indianapolis.
I am a little confused why Timpson has not been in yet, but okay. What do I know?
New mixing bowl mashup plus fan favorite s'mores. The new DQ Summer Blizzard menu calls for it.
Trade proposal.
Try the new DQ Summer Blizzard menu because none
She got put in before Yvonne Ejim got put in before Michaela Timpson. Maybe she already knows Michaela Timpson's going to make the team. She doesn't need to see her play. Jillian Aline, she's not in there either. Bree Hall. I didn't expect Bree Hall to get much playing time.
Still think on battery doing the same.
Will you grab the
Four cell battery with power boost ingredients.
We'll see.
I'm a genius. I figured out how to make us penguins fly.
That's going to be tricky without wings.
Exactly. That's why I've got Red Bull. It gives you wings. All we have to do is drink it.
And how?
Come on, Dad. Just drink it. Why?
Why? It's 40 degrees below. You think we're standing here for fun? Red Bull gives gives you wings. But don't be drinking.
Sarah Benzino. Brandon Cole. Jablonski Autobody, LLC.
What she call husband? Oh, you get to watch the Autobody LLC.
We actually sold the twins' name rings.
Yeah, like say against it. Kids are so expensive these days. Here comes.
Oasis Freeze, Tan, and Star.
Peter Pan? I'll be around to do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
What's right?
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
Oh, dish soap is on sale. We need
All
it.
right. Well,
Oh, so.
let's see what we got here. The shooting, the Fever shooting 24% from threes. They're up to 31% shooting. That's because Kaden Clark's missing. She makes easy shots for people. They're going to put Michaela Timpson in now.
71 group looking at a 3-point deficit with 3:46 to go here in the preseason opener. Let's head down to the sidelines to check in with Kelsey Casper.
How this team is interacting with one another in the tunnels. There's a lot of new voices making an impact. Whether it's the backs like Tawana Power or Cindy Wilson or even Caitlin, she's been very active trying to help her team while she's on the bench. But the main takeaway has been how locked into every single word this group is. When Stephanie White is drawing up new plays in the huddle, trying to kickstart this offense down the stretch here in the fourth quarter.
Kelsey, thank you. Here's Mitchell. Mitchell on the drive. Aggressive attack, and she makes it home.
She is the ATO. She was the ATO last year. She was the sideline and the block on the baseline. Kelsey Mitchell struggled going 0 for 9 in the first half. Much good in the second half for the All-Star.
So it's Mitchell and Boston have the starting five on the floor. Cunningham and Hall have been the top plus-minus players for the Fever here today. And then the rookie, Caleb Timpson. There is Timpson, front and center, rookie out of Florida State. 19th pick in the draft. Amber Cox said when they drafted her, she said, I know every front office member says this, but we were genuinely surprised that she was there. And we were thrilled to be able to select a player with such a defensive skill set and a rim protector out of college.
I've been able to watch her 4 years development at Florida State College. She played last year tonight, last in the nation's leading scorer at 26 points or so a game. I think she's the Thompson Howard 2.0, honestly. I think she's going to have a tremendous upside and a real opportunity to make the team.
It's funny you say that because there are 3 players in Florida State history who surpassed 1,000 career rebounds, and 2 of them are on this Fever roster. Of course, Howard is the other, trying to follow its great footsteps. So the switch on to Boston. Here's Uriffin with the size advantage, goes to work. Shot won't fall. Offensive rebound, Washington. Olsen lets it fly. That won't go. Pulled down by Indiana's Jalen Brown, who has just checked in as well. Dallas, her second year in the WNBA.
No Shakira Austin and no Leah Edwards from Washington today as well.
Here is Brown, back on the 3.
Well, here's where you got to get a stop, right? You got to lock in right here defensively. Both teams take people to their bench. There's one starter on the floor for Indiana. That's Boston.
A single starter on the floor here for Washington. D2, and it will fall. And a big shot from Zay Green.
Zay Green played 7 years in college.
7 years in college?
5-year-old rookie. Here's Cunningham, gets inside, sets up Hall. He's strong on the 3. Touched it last. Off the Uriffin. Trying to steal that possession there, went over and tried to take the out of bounds ball out of bounds. Sidney Johnson can't believe the call. And he turns it over on the inbound pass. It was Rudy who comes away with the steal. Ringo and coat to Cole's cut off there by Brown.
What was?
Olsen just takes the three, gets to the foul line, bounces inside. There's Cole. And he turns it over.
What kind of pass was that?
Trying to steal that possession there, went over and tried to take the out of bounds ball out of bounds. Sidney Johnson can't believe the call. And he turns it over on the inbound.
What kind of pass was that by Cunningham?
Good pump fake, gets to the elbow. You got to shoot that.
Olsen working on home. Drexel launches. That three ball short. Rebound Cunningham. 4-point deficit with under 2 minutes left to play.
Cunningham run close to the point here in the second half.
Brown bouncing. Turner out to Hall. Got clock down to 4. Hall is trying to create dangerous passes. Taken away and stolen. Khadijah Cave, who has just checked in, comes up with the steal. Rectal corner three. An offensive rebound and a stick back. Jojo Lacey, who's also just entered the game.
Cunningham run close to the point here in the second half.
Brown bouncing. Turner out to Hall.
They just don't have a playmaker.
Hall is trying to create dangerous passes. Taken away and stolen.
It'll be night and day tomorrow
Khadijah
with Caitlin Clark.
just checked in, comes up with the steal. Rectal corner three. An offensive rebound and a stick back. Jojo Lacey, who's also just entered the game. There are so many rookies.
Louisiana wasn't organized offensively.
Washington group. Once they made that, it kind of signals the start of a new era. I had, of course, the mainstays that Tyson and Olsen. It's really what you want to have. You so often see franchises make mistakes of starting over and not having a veteran leader or two, and teams struggling to develop and build because of that. They have a couple of great vets for a first-year head coach in Sidney Johnson. So 124 left in the fourth quarter. The Fever, they're at a 6-point deficit after coming back from 15 down. Indiana had a 3-point lead. They've been outscored 20-11 here in the fourth quarter. Again, both rosters mixing and matching here. You're not seeing numerous key players. You would in these moments, but great learning opportunities for the players and the coach as well. As Cunningham draws the foul on Katie.
It's just a smart heavy play right here. They're icing everything on the side, and Sophie Cunningham knows that. And she has to step on the defender, so it's a really smart play.
Yeah, Natasha Howard is not going to be MVP in the league. We'll see. We'll see how they all look with Caitlin Clark, because she can make them all look better.
How she went overseas and made herself better. Certainly her range is impressive, but she shot before the Stanford as well. She fouls fellow Stanford teammate Lexi Hall.
Is Woke Black Man next? I don't know.
She got games a couple weeks ago as well.
Congratulations.
Second in the WNBA three-point percentage and a breakout here on the floor. Big stars off of it. Friendship with Caitlin Clark. Off the mark on Lacey can't connect. Indiana have one last push in. Being hounded there by Lacey. Nice foul on Washington. It is free throws for Indiana. Not a good foul there on the Mystics. Fever into the bonus.
There's a sense of urgency, but there's also an understanding that this is preseason. Game doesn't count. Washington's got to be pleased with their effort.
No, I blocked Woke Black Man because people were complaining about him.
This is the time you're trying to figure some stuff out.
Not at first. First he was somewhat amusing, and then he got too much. He got blocked at other places too, so it wasn't just me, I guess.
There's a 4-second differential here. You got to play big.
Lacey on the shot, then fires up a wild shot, tipped up into the air, and Hall tracks it down, stays in bounds, and there was a whistle as well. So it is loud enough here for a preseason game, and it's a little hard to hear the whistle.
Good hustle on the glass. Everyone getting on the boards this time. Oh yeah, Cunningham going to shoot free throws.
The French BS.
Loose ball foul, not an offensive foul. It's going to send Cunningham here to the line for a chance to tie the game. Cunningham is 3 of 4.
Yeah, can we all just get along? It should be easier. Basil's not here today.
87% a year ago.
Timeout to ice the shooter. Or no timeout. I'm not sure.
AB doesn't know how to play defense.
12 seconds left on the clock. I think it was the officials coming together to make sure they got the correct time.
Cunningham hits the first.
All right.
19 points for Sophie Cunningham in her preseason debut. Her first
Could have overtime.
one of these Indiana Fever fans. She's given them a ton to cheer about. A couple of huge free throws. She now has a game high 19 points, and the Fever and Mystics are tied with 12 seconds left.
This is what you wanted when you brought Sophie Cunningham to Indiana. Just a really good player. Smart.
I don't miss Basil, trust me.
Team trained that allowed her to put that number 8 jersey on, which I see a lot of number 8s in the building already tonight. But today, there's the scrappy.
All right, let's move on, guys.
What? She doesn't understand the change of pace, and most of the second half, she's initiating the offense in the absence of Caitlin Clark.
So it all comes down to defense.
Defensively, let's see what Lindsay Wade will do here. I mean, they've been switching 1 through 5 all second half. I don't anticipate that really changing anything here. You got to make sure you finish off the possession with a rebound. Hit for let's see
That's
if
gross.
Coach Johnson leaves the same group on the floor. If he puts his starters back in and try to go for the last possession here, we can't quite see who's breaking the huddle yet.
Well, that,
Now he's going to keep the same group out there.
I would keep Timpson and Turner in there. They're good defenders. Isn't that Turner in there?
At 6'5", she's clearly the tallest on the floor right now. Don't want to get beat by the offensive rebound.
How about a steal?
Fever without a starter on the floor as well. Wilson will inbound. There is Sadie Green. She's going to watch the clock tick away. Green with 5. Finds the Iowa star Olsen. She leaves it short. Put back from Kate Gill. And we're headed to overtime in the first preseason
Ugh.
of the year. Well, we're expecting excitement, and in 2025, this
Overtime. So that gives her a chance to play the rookies more. That's what she was shooting for the whole time, was overtime.
Right here, I'm not Washington too long. You go and you see Stephanie White wants to bring two to the ball here. Lucy also turns the corner. Washington had a couple of chances at it.
Moving back here to start overtime from Cambridge Fieldhouse when we return on NBA TV.
Oh, gosh. I didn't expect this. This is a game still going on. It's 3:15. Lucy got fouled. Probably. They let him play.
My basketball journey began when I was really little and really developed not just a passion for the game, but a real interest. Over the course of my career, I experienced everything 4 years.
Grant Hill. Oh, I forgot. His dad was Calvin Hill.
Jordan's fulfillment and re-experiences, all of that led me to NBA TV.
When you start a basketball game, they always say don't dig yourself in a hole. And that's the same for this season. You have to come out. Every team that we're gonna face to start this season is gonna be coming for us. And same for us and them. We're gonna be coming out ready to win this basketball game. And so for us, that has to be our mindset every single time, every single game, every single possession, because you can't take one off. The minute you take your foot off the gas, the minute you take a step back, that's when teams hit.
Yeah, Calvin Hill was a good running back.
They've Austin speaking about Indiana's mindset here 2 weeks from today. Will be that regular season opener. He opening ground running. The transformation this offense has done for the expectations. But here the preseason opener, we have got the chance to see numerous Fever players. And as this game went down the stretch, Stephanie White went deeper into her bench. And that combo of Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Holt, paid off dividends.
4-time Pro Bowler.
So Brianna Turner and Ashton Drexler in the center jump circle. It appears as if the starters are done. And remember, Stephanie White has to think about tomorrow. There is a game in Iowa. The Fever will be boarding a flight after this.
So she's got lucky. She had an extra 5 minutes to play some of these rookies.
Recently at Alabama. Right to the baseline. Next line inside. Came check too strong. That was Timpson with the rebound. Indiana's first rookie selection from the 2025 WNBA draft. All inside for Timpson.
All right, Timpson.
Turns it over, an offensive foul.
Crystal is pivoting. And she's not pivoting outside her frame, and not by what I saw. I don't know, maybe, it's a little bit of a butt screen. Stephanie White likes to cross. I see Brown said something about you like this crowd. I don't know about that. That's what she meant to say. It was great that she came on with us. I mean, I got a lot of text messages from people saying that was a great job of her to allow her to do so.
Puts on the brakes, cross-court pass. Jones dials up a three. It's Morgan Jones, rookie. Played college ball at Louisville.
Text messages from people saying that was great job of her and getting the lead to allow her to do so.
Puts on the brakes, cross-court pass. Jones dials up a three. It's Morgan Jones, rookie. Played college ball at Louisville. Florida State before that. Drafted in 2023. First minutes here in the overtime, not play in regulation. Green cross court. It is Lacey too strong on a three. Jalen Brown for Indiana. Certainly contesting for one of the final roster spots too, but she misses everything on her jump shots.
Jalen Brown does not impress me.
Green got by Cunningham. Floater bounces around and won't stay down.
Bree Hall hasn't been in yet, has she?
Good understanding.
Continues to draw some key fouls here down the stretch. This will be free throws 7 and 8 for Cunningham.
Have Sophie and Lexi.
Both minutes, but at the end of regulation, Hall was plus 13, Cunningham plus 11. Most of this roster at negative. Indiana now 25 of 26 on the line, and Hall nearly steals the inbound pass.
That was almost senses of the baseline also. There's Indiana 3 shot clock violations, but defensive shot clock violations.
Number 11 is Brianna Turner. She's known for her defense and rebounding.
JoJo Lacey. Circling around here, check clock down to 8. She picked up a dribble. So Turner finally prepared for that decision. Now that pass is still by Hall. Hall racing the other way. She can't finish. There it is Turner, right place, right time. Jalen Brown misses on a three. Offensive rebound is Timpson. And a couple of impact plays. There's 6 minutes.
Timpson looks good. Wheeler signed a camp contract with somebody. She's got to make the team.
Getting some coaching from Stephanie White. Got a few free throws from the rookie. Indiana had a scoring 96.4% from the free throw line, but we were at a 3-point lead with 2 minutes left to play. Jones feeding Kane. Kane shot too strong. Rebound Turner. Cunningham slow to get up on the other, and she got tangled up with Rectal. Brown puts on the brakes and connects. Stephanie White's on to settle down the right game. That's a big bucket right there for the Fever.
Jalen Brown finally hits.
Indiana has their largest lead of the afternoon. They trailed for nearly the entirety of this one. Couple brief leads in the fourth quarter. They're down by 6 with 90 seconds to go, forced overtime. That's the thing, Curtis, and that's 3-point threat on the floor right now. Tough offensive possession is the Fever. Put the club zone on defense again, of course, a shot block violation and a couple here in the overtime.
Clearly the defense out of the offense.
So Bree Hall's not getting any playing time? Hasn't been in yet. Maybe she's going to tell her she's going to play tomorrow. Jillian Aline not playing. Dantas probably isn't playing because she's, just got over the family death. But Jillian Aline and Bree Hall, I guess they're going to get a chance tomorrow. Cunningham played 34 minutes. Lexi Hall, 31 minutes.
How they getting podcasts in prison? Chuck, I got no idea. What's big in prison? Can you do an Australian accent? I'm better at the Boston thing. Can I get a bowl of a chata? Is it just me? Or is that four of them? Why do everybody think you're black? It's just swag, Chuck.
New episodes of the Steamer Podcast. Download and watch weekly. Indiana Fever with a 5-point lead, just over a minute left to play. This will be their lone preseason game at Cambridge Fieldhouse. They'll head to Iowa City after this.
Training camp contract means you're not guaranteed it unless you make the team. So that's like a temporary contract. That's what it means. You can look up the definition on ChatGPT, but it'll tell you. So it's a non-guaranteed contract. Basically, it says you have a tryout with our team. If you make it, you get that contract. If you don't get anything. That's what a camp contract means. Nuggets or Clippers tonight? Oh, Nuggets. What time is that game? Is it 9 or I didn't look the schedule. Timpson looks good. 7:30, really? I didn't look at this. Is there 2 games today? Or just one? Oh, that's the only one? Those guys have identical records, 50-32, 50-32, and they're 3-3 in this series. So their record is tied even after the playoffs. It's the same record.
Defense has been swarming in the extra session. Shot clock down to 3. Lacey finally spots it. Shot off the mark and rebound to Turner, who fires ahead. Brown got in behind the defense. Can't finish underneath. Brown on a second effort, an ill-advised shot perhaps there, but it's not going to matter. Not enough time left. And the Fever will take their preseason opener after falling behind by 15 in the first half. The Fever closed on a 6-0 run over the final 124.
At least we know this coach knows how to coach a close game and win it. There is one NBA game tonight, and apparently it's at 7:30 Eastern time. You said NBA or WNBA? Oh, WNBA. I was talking about NBA. Timpson's going to make this team. I don't know who's going to be the 12th person, but Timpson's going to make this team. Sides would have lost that game, right? Yeah. I know. It's hard to say when you don't got when you don't have Caitlin Clark and you're gearing your whole team towards Caitlin Clark. She's not playing. It's hard to say. Yeah, Dantas is here. She'll probably play tomorrow. My guess is she had a lot of people she needed to get playing time in. She already knows what she has in Dantas. Dantas isn't going anywhere. She just came back from overseas. She had a family death. So she probably just play her tomorrow. Give her another day to recover. Anyways, all right. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Fever is 4:00 tomorrow Eastern time. I don't know what coast. It's 4:00 Eastern time. I don't know what you guys are. It may be 1:00 West Coast time, but it's 4:00 Eastern time. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow.